His laughter lingered even after he walked back inside, a ghost that clung to the cold air. My chest heaved, my hands shook, but I refused to let them tremble where anyone could see. Dante Valerio thought he had won. He thought humiliating me in front of his empire, cornering me on a balcony, was enough to break me. But my father hadn't raised a coward. I turned back toward the city, gripping the railing until metal bit into my palms. Below, the streets buzzed, alive with the pulse of engines, gunfire in the distance, whispers traded for blood. Somewhere down there, a little girl might have been laughing. A mother might have been tucking her son into bed. Normal lives. Innocent ones. Things I had lost the moment the Valerios decided Rossi blood was better spilled than shared. The memory cut sharp and sudden. I was 12 again, hiding behind the heavy oak doors of my father's office. Voices raised, angry, male. I pressed my eye to the crack and saw them. My father standing tall, his dark hair streaked with silver, his shoulders broad, his voice steady even when the barrel of a gun was aimed at him. Across from him, Dante's father, Enzo Valerio, smirked as if the room already belonged to him. "You can't hold territory you don't control," Enzo had sneered. "Your men are tired, weak. Join me, Rossi. Or drown." My father's answer had been steel. "I'd rather bleed than bow." The gun went off. I'd never forget the sound, the splatter, my mother's scream, the way Enzo Valerio walked away as though nothing had happened. That night I'd learned what power looked like, and I'd sworn I would never stop hating them. A bitter laugh escaped my throat. Hating Dante Valerio was easy. What terrified me was the part of me that trembled not just with rage, but with something dangerously close to fascination. No. I shook my head, pressing my nails into my palms until they left crescent moons. That wasn't fascination. That was fear. And fear could be shaped, sharpened, turned into a weapon. "Isabella." My cousin's voice startled me. I turned to see her hovering in the doorway, wringing her hands. Her eyes darted nervously toward the spot where Dante had stood. "You shouldn't be out here. People are starting to talk." "Let them," I said flatly. Her lip quivered. "You don't understand. I understand perfectly." I stepped past her, my heels clicking against marble, every step a declaration. "He wants me broken. I'll die before I give him that satisfaction." Inside, the ballroom still buzzed with laughter and champagne. Eyes followed me, whispers trailed behind me, like I was some rare animal kept alive only for amusement. The Rossi girl, the survivor, the forgotten heir. "Pretty little thing," one of the older dons murmured to another as I passed. "Shame she carries a dead name." My chest burned, but I lifted my chin higher. Dead name or not, it was mine. And one day, it would be feared again. I slipped toward the far corner of the room, where the music softened and fewer eyes pried. A waiter passed, and I snagged another glass of champagne, downing it in one swallow. The bubbles stung my throat, but they did nothing to quiet the rage boiling in my veins. That was when I felt it again. The weight, the heat, the invisible pull. I turned my head, and across the room Dante was watching me. He wasn't laughing now. He wasn't even smirking. He was studying me like a puzzle he couldn't quite solve. His glass dangled loosely in one hand, forgotten. His other rested against the pocket of his suit, casual, commanding, as though the whole damn room was his stage. And maybe it was. But the way his gaze fixed on me, it wasn't casual. It wasn't detached. It was hungry. I forced myself to look away, my heart hammering. No. He didn't get to look at me like that. He didn't get to want me, or hate me, or anything in between. He had taken too much already. Still, I felt his stare burn into my skin long after I turned my back. Later, when the party began to thin and the music softened into something slow and haunting, I slipped away. past velvet curtains, down empty hallways that smelled of cigars and expensive wood polish. I found a quieter room. The library. I let the door close behind me. Silence wrapping around me like a fragile gift. Shelves stretched high, leather-bound volumes gathering dust. I traced a fingertip along the spines, letting myself breathe for the first time that night. Running away already? The voice froze me in place. I turned sharply. He was there, of course, leaning against the grand oak desk as if he had been waiting. His jacket had been discarded, his tie loosened, but the danger hadn't dulled. If anything, it was sharper, coiled. "You really should stop following me," I said, keeping my voice steady. "And you really should stop tempting me to." The way he said it, it wasn't a flirt. It was a threat wrapped in something darker. His eyes swept me head to toe, slow, deliberate. Heat pooled in my chest, unwelcome, traitorous. "I'm not your prey," I snapped. He tilted his head, a shadow of a smile curving his lips. "No, prey runs. You stand there and bare your teeth. That makes you more dangerous." "I'm not dangerous," I whispered, though the words tasted like a lie. "You are." His voice lowered, rich, final. "And that's why you'll either destroy me, or I'll destroy you." The silence stretched, thick, suffocating. My pulse roared in my ears. I should have left. I should have walked out of that library without another word. But I stayed. And he smiled. The kind of smile that promised I would regret it.